Here are the top stories for today, June 14, 2019. Malacanang said President Rodrigo Duterte is not worried about the risk of losing the support of members of the religious group Kappa after he ordered its shutdown. President Duterte appealed anew to the remaining members of the New People's Army to surrender and lead normal lives. Motorcycle ride-hailing firm Angkas is eyeing to start the 6-month pilot run of its operations by the end of June. And the Department of Health notes the increase of HIV among young men. Good day, I am Miguel Hill and welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Malacanang on Thursday said President Rodrigo Duterte is not worried about the risk of losing the support of members of the religious group Kappa Community Ministry International Incorporated. This after he ordered its shutdown for alleged involvement in pyramiding schemes. More on this from Janice Cave.
Thousands of Kappa members on Thursday afternoon joined a prayer rally in General Santos City to appeal Duterte's shutdown on the group's investment operations. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo, however, downplayed Kappa members' call for Duterte to reconsider the shutdown.
Ang naririnig lang natin sa TV, yung mga nagsasalita, pailan-ilan eh. Wala naman yung entire. Di ba?
They even question the timing, sir.
There are millions, di ba? Ang miyembro dyan, sabi nila. Eh kung makita mo yung milyon nasa kalsada, yun ang we can say na they are outraged and they are all against it. Pero kung 1, 2, 3, 4 lang, hindi ba natin alam yun?
He said it is up to President Duterte if he will change his mind, but what is clear is that the religious group may face charges for large-scale estafa.
Naki-presidente yan. Pero basta yan ang line ni President. Kasi you have to look at his position. Ang position niya, as far as he is concerned, there is a continuing crime. Kaya nga pinasarado niya.
The Securities and Exchange Commission earlier flagged Kappa for allegedly soliciting investments in the form of donations and at a monthly interest rate of 30%. Kappa's lawyer, Pastor Joel Apolinario, denied the allegations, insisting that Kappa is a legitimate religious organization. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
The National Bureau of Investigation cautioned the public to heed President Rodrigo Duterte's concern about the financial viability of the Kappa Community Ministry International Incorporated. NBI Deputy Director Ferdinand Lavin said in a press briefing Thursday that we should be thankful to have a very smart president because the order to investigate Kappa is a preemptive move. Meanwhile, NBI NCR Director Cesar Bacani said they will file charges shortly against officials of the group in the next few days. He said other concerned agencies, including the SEC, BIR, and the Anti-Money Laundering Council, are keeping a close watch on the situation, but only a private complainant is needed to initiate estafa and swindling complaints. The NBI earlier said they estimate the group makes a daily payout of 100 million pesos in blessings to its members, which represent 30% of whatever the member donates. The SEC earlier accused Kappa of having no license and authority to receive investments in violation of Section 8 and 26 of the Securities Corporation Code of the Philippines. Chinese Ambassador Zhao Jinhua said China has launched a serious investigation into the incident over the collision of a Chinese fishing vessel and an anchored Filipino boat in the West Philippine Sea. Spokesman Sal Panelo on Friday confirmed Zhao's message that there will be retribution if the erring fishermen are proven to be Chinese. The envoy referred to the collision of the anchored Filipino boat near Recto or Reed Bank as an incident that can happen despite regulations. Malacanang earlier warned of ending diplomatic relations with China if it is proven that the Chinese fishing vessel intentionally sank the Filipino boat. The royal government of Cambodia has approved a 30-day visa-free entry policy to Filipino travelers. According to the Philippine Embassy, Cambodia agreed to extend the initial period of stay for Philippine passport holders without a visa to 30 days upon arrival. Prior to the extension, Filipinos are only allowed 21 days of visa-free stay in Cambodia. Those who intend to stay in Cambodia for more than 60 days are advised to apply for a visa upon arrival at the port of entry in Cambodia to avoid inconvenience. Cambodia, home to the famed temple complex of Angkor Wat, is one of the major tourist destinations for Filipinos traveling to Southeast Asia. Brigadier General Roberto Angkan is promoted to 2-star rank, and the PNP is pushing for modernization to aid in law enforcement. More on this from Joyce Cudis.
President Rodrigo Duterte has promoted Brigadier General Roberto Angkan to the next higher star rank. President Duterte donned the rank of Major General to Angkan after he led the commemoration of the 121st Independence Day at the headquarters of the Army's 6th Infantry Battalion in Malabang Town, Lanao do Sur. Angkan is the 45th among the lineage of noble officers to lead the Army's Infantry Tabak Division. He hails from Victorias Negros Occidental and is a member of the Philippine Military Academy, Hinirang Class of 1987. Meanwhile, the Philippine National Police has vowed to push for modernization of its system and equipment towards proper law enforcement. PNP spokesperson Colonel Bernard Banac made a remark following the arrest of Davao Today columnist Margarita Valle, which the police later called a case of mistaken identity. He said the PNP is pushing for modernization of its systems and equipment that will be capable of real-time validation of information. In other news, TESDA said it will consider bringing its on-site assessment program in Qatar. The assessment program enables OFWs to retain and improve their livelihood, whether as employees or as entrepreneurs, through its certifications. It also boosts the credentials of OFWs by informing their employers of their capabilities. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Joyce Cudis.
Still to come, President Rodrigo Duterte wants a cleansing of the partylist system in the country. Education Secretary Leonor Briones said the much-awaited salary increase for the teachers is a matter of national policy in the cabinet. More on these when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Ito ang Duterte on Duty. Ulat sa ginagawa ng Presidente. May 27, Lunes, Malacanang. Pinanumpa ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ang bagong talagang government officials mula sa iba't ibang sangay ng gobyerno. Pinanumpa niya rin si General Benjamin Madrigal Jr. bilang AFP Chief of Staff at mga bagong talagang general at flag officers. May 29, Miyerkules, Tokyo, Japan. Dumalo ang Pangulo sa Business Forum kasama ang Japanese Business Delegation at investors. Sinaksihan din niya ang paglagda ng Japanese at Filipino Business Delegation sa 7 business agreements at 19 na letters of intent na abot sa halos 300 billion pesos. Sinundan ito na magkahiwalay na roundtable meeting kasama ang ilang Japanese companies at Japanese tourism partners. May 30, Huwebes, Japan. Hindi nalimutan ng Pangulo na bisitahin ang Filipino community sa Tokyo na mainit naman siyang tinanggap. May 31, Biyernes. Sa ikatlong araw ng Pangulo sa Japan, nag-courtesy call sa kanya ang mga opisyales ng Japan-Philippine Parliamentarians Friendship League. Nagsalita si Pangulong Duterte sa Nikkei's 25th International Conference of the Future of Asia. Malugod siyang tinanggap ni Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe sa opisina nito sa Tokyo, kung saan naganap ang summit meeting na dinaluhan ng dalawang leader at kani-kanilang delegasyon.
It is an immense pleasure for me to welcome my special friend, President Duterte, here at my official residence once again, where we just had our 7th summit meeting. Japan is proud to be the largest partner supporting President Duterte's Build program to actively develop infrastructure. We will continue to strongly support the sustainable economic development of the Philippines through assistance in quality infrastructure.
I am pleased with the growing interest and confidence in the Philippines as a preferred trade and investment destination by Japanese businesses. I welcome Japan's reaffirmation of support for my government's flagship Big Steel Deal. I am grateful for Japan's fresh commitment of around 25 billion yen for the development of Mindanao's road network, vocational training facilities, and equipment and other projects.
Kinagabihan ay isang state banquet ang hinihanda ni Prime Minister Shinzo Abe para kay Pangulong Duterte at sa Philippine delegation.
Japan is a friend closer than a brother. This is no mere pronouncement. This is truth. As our actions and deeds continue to define, that is a bond marked by honor and will endure through time.
Ako po si Secretary Martin Andanar at ito ang Duterte on Duty. Abangan sa susunod na linggo ang mga gagawin ng Pangulo.
President Rodrigo Duterte appealed anew to the remaining members of the new People's Army to surrender and lead normal lives. He stressed that the communist ideology they were supposed to be fighting for is no longer relevant. In his speech on Thursday during the distribution of land titles in General Santos City, the president said many countries have already turned their back on communism and embraced a different path. Duterte cited the case of China, a former communist country that inspired the decades-old communist rebellion in the country. He said China is no longer considered a communist country as it has become a controlled capitalist with a market-driven controlled economy. He reiterated that the government is always committed and ready to help NPA rebels who would surrender and lay down their firearms. The government under the ECLIP program provides surrenderers with jobs and houses as well as sustainable livelihood. Former rebels may learn new skills through training courses offered by TESDA.
Kamong mga NPA, surrender na mo. Di mo magutom. Libre eskwela sa mga bata, ako'y mo pa enroll, ako'y mo bayad. Ako pa'y mo papakaon para ninyo. Tagaan-ta pa mo kwarta. Gani bang atong istorya bang patapos na ni. Musugot mo sa dili kamong mga NPA, mga komunista. Patapos na gyud mo. Wala mo'y armas, wala mo'y bala, wala mo'y pagkaon.
President Rodrigo Duterte wants a cleansing of the partylist system in the country. Malacanang on Thursday said Duterte may be keen on abolishing the partylist system or putting in marginalized sector representatives in the organizations. In a briefing on Thursday, presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said the partylist system might be heading to abolition, or maybe the president wants representatives to really come from the marginalized sector. Panelo said it is up to the Commission on Elections to institute reforms to the partylist system. The president on Wednesday said the partylist system is dominated by millionaires. In his speech at the oath-taking of newly elected local government officials of Cagayan de Oro City, Duterte said rich people fund the partylist groups. They're named after laborers, but their nominees are millionaires. Education Secretary Leonor Briones on Thursday said the much-awaited salary increase for the teachers has been discussed as a matter of national policy in the cabinet. In a press briefing at the Department of Education Ecotech Center in Cebu, Briones said the Duterte administration is determined to raise the salary of close to 830,000 public school teachers across the country. As this is good news for the teachers, Briones said the pay hike must not endanger the fiscal position of the government and should depend on the public opinion and the public's willingness to contribute in the form of additional taxes. Briones earlier said that the 5,000 peso across-the-board increase will require an additional 75 billion pesos annually. She points out that raising such amount will have to consider corresponding policies in taxes, borrowing, or budget allocation. She also stressed that the pay hike may endanger some private schools as some have already closed because they could no longer catch up with the existing benefits of public school teachers. Airline companies on Thursday agreed to use the Sangli Airport in Cavite for general aviation and turboprop operations. In a statement, Department of Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade said airlines expressed their willingness and commitment to support the government's thrust to utilize Sangli Airport. This is a solid demonstration of their trust and confidence in the administration of President Duterte. Earlier, Tugade has ordered the 24/7 construction of the facilities of Sangli Airport in compliance with the directive of President Rodrigo Duterte to start operations in November in order to decongest the NAIA. An economist forecasts the Philippine peso to remain resilient despite a slight deterioration in the country's trade deficit. PNB economist June Trinidad expressed his observation that the $3.49 billion trade deficit last April is still better than expected against the previous month's $3.2 billion deficit. He explained that the country's exports to the U.S. and China registered strong gains despite the ongoing U.S.-China trade issues and its impact on global trade. Growth of the economy as measured by gross domestic product slipped to 5.6% in the first 3 months of this year, ending the 6% level output in recent years. Economic managers attributed this to the delay in the national budget's approval, noting that it prevented the government from implementing its spending program to sustain the economy's robust output. Trinidad forecasts the trade deficit to be neutral for the local currency in the near term. Meanwhile, let's check out the current foreign exchange rate. Motorcycle ride-hailing firm Angkas is eyeing to start the 6-month pilot run for its operations by the end of June as it trains its drivers to ensure road safety and improve services of its riders. Angkas Regulatory and Public Affairs head George Royeca, in a press conference on Thursday, said they are hopeful Angkas could start by the 3rd week or last week of June. The Department of Transportation has approved last May the pilot implementation of motorcycle taxi operations for 6 months in Metro Manila and Cebu. The pilot run aims to assess the safety level of motorcycle taxis and was recommended by a technical working group created by the DOTR to study the issue of legalizing motorcycles as public utility vehicles. Angkas will retain its 27,000 accredited biker partners through rigorous riding skills assessments, written tests, and extensive safety training to ensure that they meet the very high safety standards in preparation for the pilot operation. Job seekers in Negros Occidental flocked to the Kalayaan Job and Livelihood Fair organized by the Department of Labor and Employment or DOLE. And Pangasinan Police undergo mandatory drug testing. More on this and other news in the province from Janice Cave.
In Bacolod City, a total of 37 job hunters were hired on the spot during the Kalayaan Job and Livelihood Fair organized by the Department of Labor and Employment on Wednesday. The annual Independence Day Jobs Fair is part of the employment facilitation program of the agency. Aside from the job fair, DOLE also conducted an on-the-spot poster-making competition for students as part of the celebration of the 2019 World Day Against Child Labor. In Iloilo City, graduates of the Scholar Sang Iloilo program or ISIP who are now successful in their fields paid tribute to Iloilo Governor Arthur Defensor Sr. on Thursday. Defensor, who began implementing the ISIP program in 1996, showed his appreciation for the scholars' visit. He said the ISIP program is one of the programs that will be continued by Governor-elect Arthur Defensor Jr. In Lingayen, Pangasinan, some 378 policemen under the Drug Enforcement Team underwent mandatory drug testing on Thursday as part of PNP's intensified and sustained internal cleansing. The result of the random drug testing for the Drug Enforcement Team will be released on Friday or next week. Those who will have a positive result will undergo investigation and shall be dealt with accordingly. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
Up next, the Department of Foreign Affairs hoisted Alert Level 2 in Sudan, and a hybrid device is developed to help quickly diagnose and treat strokes. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
We all aspire for a condition where the facility and ease of broadcasting and printing would be done with electronic comfort by machines that would perform the work of consolidating a variety of reports, organizing sequential data, supplying research materials, and most importantly, transmitting the finished product instantaneously to as large an audience as possible. Powerful and wealthier countries already enjoy this advantage. But there is a common threshold for both the advantaged and the disadvantaged media networks, and this is the use of words. Words are the lifeblood of the World Wide Web technology. Words are the essence of the condition and the spirit that relates to all humankind. Words move, institute changes, create revolutions, seek peace, provide healing, share comfort, and sadly, even words cause wars. Words make us aspire for the higher ground of happiness. Beyond technology and all its continuing improvements, our words are basically the fundamental ground of anything and everything that operates technology.
The Department of Foreign Affairs on Thursday hoisted Alert Level 2 in Sudan following the ongoing civil unrest in the capital Khartoum and other areas of the country. According to DFA Assistant Secretary Emmanuel Fernandez, Alert Level 2 or restriction phase is issued if there are real threats to the lives, security, and properties of Filipinos due to instability in a particular country. Filipinos in Sudan are advised to restrict non-essential movements, avoid public places, and prepare for evacuation. Those who are in need of assistance are urged to contact the Philippine Embassy in Cairo, Egypt through telephone numbers +202-252-13062 or through its Facebook page. They may also contact the Philippine Honorary Consul in Khartoum at +249-183-468-717 or +249-183-468-716. An art exhibit in Cordillera honors some 27 athletes on Sunday. This as the Baguio Museum continues to celebrate heroism during the celebration of the 121st Philippine Independence Day. With at least 2 shows that began on Wednesday, fast-rising artist Gladys Lasiste Labsan features the modern-day heroes of the Cordillera region who carry flag and country in international competitions. The exhibit honors the late sportsman Narciso Padilla, was camp director of Gintong Alay as sports training program in the late 70s and early 80s that produced some of the country's iconic athletes. Among them are Lydia De Vega, Guido Del Prado, Elma Muros, swimmer and former Philippine Sports Commission Chair Eric Buhain, Mountain Province native Hector Begeo, and javelin thrower Erlinda Lavandia. Padilla died of cardiac arrest last March 3 at the age of 87. The show will also have the works of Joseph Domires Jr. That includes professional cager Douglas Kramer, father and son racing tandem Carlos and Inigo Anton, and Team Lakay. The Department of Health on Thursday said more young Filipino men are now being infected with human immunodeficiency virus or HIV. Data from the DOH shows that there are more than 65,000 cumulative cases of HIV in the country from 1984 to March 2019, in which 94% of them are males who have sex with other males. The DOH says that the rise in the number of cases among Filipino youth is attributed to lack of education about safe sex, as many engage in condomless sexual contact among males. Moreover, women can also acquire the infection as they could also have sexual contact with men who have had sex with other men. The government, through Republic Act 11166, or the AIDS Policy Act of 2018, is conducting various HIV prevention campaigns which include proper education, testing, and treatment. It expanded the HIV testing to 15 years old and up to below 18 years old without parental consent, and to young persons aged below 15 who are pregnant or engaged in high-risk behavior. The DOH also offers rapid HIV diagnostic algorithm with same-day test results and STI diagnosis and treatment, and offer condoms and water-based lubricants. Chinese researchers have developed a device that can monitor blood flow and help quickly diagnose and treat strokes. Stroke is one of the leading causes of death worldwide. It is normally caused by poor blood flow in the brain. The hybrid device developed at the China Academy of Engineering, Physics, and Army Medical University relies on a combination of light measuring techniques which could measure blood volume, blood oxygenation, and blood flow. It is non-invasive and faster than the current techniques. Another advantage of the device is that it is cheap and compact, making it more accessible to the people and help in the treatment and diagnosis of stroke. However, the diagnosis must be done early for the treatment to be effective. In our weather update, Ilocos Region, Batanes, Babuyan Group of Islands, Zambales, Bataan, and Palawan will experience cloudy skies with scattered rain and thunderstorms caused by the southwest monsoon. Pag-asa warns of possible flash floods or landslides during severe thunderstorms. Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Let's take another look at today's biggest stories. Malacanang said President Rodrigo Duterte is not worried about the risk of losing the support of members of the religious group Kappa after he ordered its shutdown. President Duterte appealed anew to the remaining members of the New People's Army to surrender and lead normal lives. Motorcycle ride-hailing firm Angkas is eyeing to start the 6-month pilot run of its operations by the end of June. And the Department of Health notes the increase of HIV among young men. Thank you for watching another edition of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter. For more stories about the government and how it serves the Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. And that's your daily dose of the latest news and information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I am Miguel Hill. Good day.